In this video, we are going to draw trend lines, how to draw trend lines, where to find the lines, the setting to use. Alright, so let's get started. This is chapter 6 explaining on how to draw trend lines. This is a live chat. The market is closed. I'm doing it in the weekend. So okay, I'm on NAS 100, Nasdaq USD. Okay, so this is it. This is my phone. I put it on landscape so that you can have a full screen. So you click on the screen, you will see settings on the right side hand side, and then time frame on the left hand side. So on the right hand side, you will see the square, circle, and the rectangle. Not a rectangle, but triangles. You click on there, you will find the objects to use. So you have find the lines there. If you want to add Fibonacci, you look for the line vertical, horizontal. That's where you click, you get. Okay, sorry. Okay, this way you can find the things to add. Okay, so we start with the trend line. We click on trend line. So what you need to do here, you only need to connect uh, peaks to peak. Okay, peaks to peaks. Okay, how to do that? You connect mm, TTC. Okay, you click here, you just make sure you connect a peak after a peak, so you make sure it is there. So that is called a trend line. For it to be a trend line, it has to be a respected countless time. It can be 5 times, 6 times, 2 times, so many times it can be tested so that it becomes a trend. Okay, so that you see it's a downtrend of NAS 100 in 4 hours time frame. So you just get it quickly here. So then you connect from the peak to the other peak. So this is it. This is it. This is it. So this is your trend line. Okay, you see it was broken, and then after upon retest, it has failed to confirm the breakout. Then it's called now fake breakout, and then it proceeds. Now if you check on the previous lesson when we did of the market structure, you find the change of character is formed here. Change of character has formed there. So I think from now we might expect the opposite movement of the market. NAS 100 might now change the movement. So what you need to do next week, you would watch it close so you can see. Okay, this is 15 minutes time frame, so you can see a funny stuff how it has happened. All right, so that's how to put a trend line. This is a downtrend, so make sure the line touches the previous price. So yeah, that peak there you have to always so that it can be confirmed that it's a trend line. All right, so and then the other thing, you need to spot the zones. They have to be um, they have to be support and demand zones. There has to be support and demand zones. They need to be support and demand zone. Okay, so let's check on higher time frame. 4 hours time frame. So okay, so what do we need to do on this level? I would consider this, use a rectangle for the zones, that use a rectangle for the zones. Okay, that, so there you go. So you have found that. So this zone, I'm considering the previous high, the previous lows is here. So and then we have the market still pulling to the zone. So still pushing, it's pulling for the zone. Okay, still pulling here. The market must still pull there to that level. Okay, so now a question comes: is this support or resistance? Is it support or resistance? Of course, when the market did not reach to cross this zone, it was the support. It was support, but when it was broken, it becomes resistant immediately. It becomes a resistant. So where do we have our support this time? So our other support, we have it here. We have it here. So this is our support. So we have a new support, while that one is formed a resistant. Form a resistant. What do we need to check from here? We need to check from here if the market will fail to break this new resistance. Let me change the resistance to be the red color. Let me change the resistance to be the red color. Right. Which one? Red. Okay, the red color is for resistance. So what we need to expect for the market, that if it falls into that zone and breaks it up, so like that, we see that the market may not still continue the downtrend, since a first sign we are seeing the change of character here. The chalk we have talked about on the market structure, it has then changed the character there. It's now in a way of uptrend. It's forming a new trend, which is uptrend. So well, let's watch out. If it enters the red zone and breaks it up on it breaks it on above the zones, the candlestick closes above the zones, and then new ones forms there above the zone and closes there as well. So like that, we can consider it as as a new trend is formed. It's now moving in the opposite direction. It has reversed. So and then, but if it fails in this red zone, it fails for it to come back. Now it comes down. So if it pulls down, like, okay, I'm talking, let me excuse me for that, currently. Okay, I was saying, if the market comes to this zone and then continues up from there, and then it continues up from there, if the market continues up from there, then we see that we have lost trade. We cannot enter any day. Just see, okay, our resistance has become now support, because the market might close above the resistance and the new candles forms there and move up. So what comes next is that we need to watch it close. Okay, excuse me for that. So and then uh, what we expect to see, if the market NAS 100 won't break this red line. If it breaks up, the candlestick to closes above, then it will be like, now this will become our support. Then we look for resistance on top there. Resistance of that time, we might see resistance at this level. We might get another resistance there. Okay, there, that high there. So if, let me change the color to be this one, blue, because not yet confirmed. Let me even violet things. Okay, nice one. So if the market we close that, yeah, so if it fails, if it fails, if NAS 100 fails to close above the red zone, if it fails to close above the red zone, then we are to look for possible sales there, because it has to come to the support there. All right, it has to come to the support there, so we can wait for buys opportunity. So now at this level the market is closed, and it is at this, the current price we have for the market is here. So it's there. So what are we waiting to see is that if the market will reach this zone, the red zone, if the market will reach the zone here and then fails to form candlesticks above it, and then it pulls back. What we need to see, we look for candlestick pattern, those bearing engulfing candlesticks, reversal candlestick like doji, the morning star, evening star, those candlesticks there that force the market to move in opposite direction. So that's what we can see, so that we can enter the market from there. All right, and then what next you need to see, that okay, if those candlesticks are formed there and then violated immediately, we should not take any trade, trades, rather than we see for the buying opportunities again, rather than to see for buy opportunity again. So the whole things, so this is how you can use the trend lines to draw on the chart and then trade on trend lines. So okay, what if we are to have the, the market respecting this red zone, and it's showing the signals of sales, where can we put our orders? Okay, so I will use the horizontal lines, get the horizontal lines, that horizontal lines. So this will be our possible set entries in here. Those are the possible entry. Let me put it in color watch here. Let me put it in color blue. It's already blue. Okay, let it be green this time, and let it be very thick. Okay, so that is our entry, the blue our entry. So and then it should be red, it should be red, it should be red. Okay, that's the sell. So the stop loss, the stop loss, not that please, the stop loss will be somewhere there. Okay, will be somewhere there, because the market might close, the might break the zone, and it fail and it does not close the candlesticks above the zone, might hunt for a stop loss in this zone, so it pulls back again. So that will be our stop loss. That maybe it may be that will be my stop loss. And then for the targets, we have to put to this zone. So this will be your TP, will be your TP. Okay, that to be your TP. So that will be our TP. So then what else do you need to do if it's on sales? That's how you have to ask for, may not ask, but I mean wait for it to confirm, so that you can trade. So what else? That's how you can trend the line. So obviously do not try, draw anyhow, the trends cannot draw it anyhow, but make sure you should also learn to draw the chart patterns in lower time frame, like 5 minutes. They are pattern formed in 5 minutes. Also you should be aware of these patterns, and then you need to really draw on them as well, so that you won't uh, be surprised when movement will be made unexpectedly. All right, so this is it. If you can check uh, on this reversal on a slower time frame like 5 minutes, you would see that it has formed head and shoulders where the market was moving in this direction. You see that. Okay, not this, please, not this. Okay, the market was moving in head and shoulder one here, then this is the head on the zone, another shoulder there, or somewhere near the zone this other side. So it has to reverse. So in 15-minute time frame you see it well, that is head and shoulder formed there. So it has reversed, so the change of character, and then it has broken the also the pose, the break of structures was made there. So what we need to see for now, we should look for the pattern formed in this, I mean, the lower time frame. Okay, in this lower time frames should also be aware of the patterns formed, so that you will be able to see the next movement of the market. You'll be able to see the next movement of the market. All right, so whatever you do here, it depends on how you are seeing the market, uh, but all thing you need to do that, you have to have your own zones. You need to create zones where the market have been previously touched. Okay, you have to create the zones where the market has been previously touching. Okay, there. So that's how simple you can use the trend lines on the chart. Okay, that's how simple you can use the trend lines on the chart. All right, so what I'm expecting to see for NAS 100 is to reach that zone. If it fails to go up, I'm gonna sell from there to this zone. All right, I'm gonna sell from there to this zone. Okay, so yeah, that's how we can check. Okay, let's look for different pairs. Let's look for different pairs. Okay, yeah, this is NAS 100. I'll look for USD GPY. Please. Okay, my favorite also USD GPY. Okay, see, it's life account.